Breaking news this morning, police are investigating a homicide in Sandy. It happened last night after 10. A high school student in Georgia overcame the struggles of being homeless to becoming valedictorian. In the aftermath of a series of data breaches, new focus is being put on securing your personal information stored on state government computers. Now you're just being mean.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, you're going to have to exfoliate later. That's all I have to say. The sister-in-law of missing West Valley City mom Susan Cox Powell is releasing a memoir about the high-profile case. It's nice to know that we have a backup microphone system. If I need to use it, I can just use yours.
That's right.
A man accused of groping and spying on multiple women at the University of Utah has pleaded guilty. We can't figure out the chair, can we?
No, we have new chairs in the studio, and no one can quite figure out how to raise and lower them, so.
Well,
here I am.
You're above us little people.
We're going to leave it on for like 30 seconds.
And in the meantime, we'll kind of tap dance until...
Makes you just want to sink down in your chair, doesn't it?
You know, we even had to get an engineer out here to help
figure out
us
the
with
new
the chair. Now it's too low. It took all 7 games, but the Miami Heat are the official champions of the NBA playoffs. Jer Bates has that and more in your Friday morning sports. A 15-year-old accused of murdering his younger brothers could be charged early next week. The teen is accused of stabbing his 4-year-old and 10-year-old brothers to death on Wednesday. Cops say the teen had blood on his clothes when they arrested him and evidence linking him to the crime. Investigators already turned over their case to the Davis County attorney, who now decides if charges should be filed. The teen's father, who's with the Air Force and stationed in Alabama, has returned to Utah, but the family is not making any statements, and it's unclear when a funeral will be held. Firefighters successfully put out a vehicle fire in West Jordan yesterday, preventing possible damage to nearby homes. It happened around 4 yesterday afternoon at 3872 West Prairie Dunes Drive in West Jordan. Fire crews say a man was replacing a fuel regulator in his Chevy Tahoe. When he went to turn on the vehicle, he noticed a leak. The man accused of killing an Ogden police officer and wounding 5 others in a shootout was found hanging in his jail cell yesterday. Weber County officials say Matthew David Stewart was found at 12:50 a.m. Officials say he was hanging by a bedsheet, and his death appears to be a suicide. Stewart was accused of opening fire on agents from Morgan Narcotic Strike Force, who entered his home to serve a drug-related search warrant on January 4, 2012. Agent Jared Frankham was shot and killed during the raid. Stewart's sister-in-law read a letter from the family yesterday.
This is in his case.
Officers discount claims that Stewart believed the police were burglars, saying the officers were wearing identifying gear. Officers say Stewart was treated in a humane and professional way in prison. They say he was offered mental health treatment but refused. A motorhome full of people veered off the freeway and crashed into a home, killing the driver and a passenger. It happened around 6 a.m. yesterday in St. George. Utah Highway Patrol says the driver and passenger likely died on impact. They've been identified as 53-year-old Sue Clark and her husband, 55-year-old Steve Clark from Provo. The family was on their way to Disneyland when the accident happened.
The driver lost control of the vehicle.
Officers are looking into possible factors that may have caused the crash, including a medical condition with the driver. They say evidence on the road shows there was no evasive action or any braking. 8 other passengers in the RV were treated at a local hospital. Construction crews working on a soccer field in Springville dug up a mystery when they found ancient human remains. It was uncovered at a park at 950 West, 900 North. Springville police sent a photo of the human skull and other bones to a state anthropologist who then came to recover them. They think it could be Native American remains. It will probably be months before they know for sure, but just finding it where they did can tell them quite a bit.
Where they were buried, how deep.
A man in Logan is recovering after accidentally shooting himself in the knee. It happened around 3:30 yesterday afternoon at a house near 893 East, 2650 North in North Logan. North Park police say 49-year-old Chet Nazer was cleaning a Ruger 45 when he realized he didn't have any cleaning solution. So he put the magazine back in the weapon, closed the slide, and accidentally pulled the trigger. The bullet entered Nazer's left knee above the kneecap. Police say this is a good reminder to always practice gun safety. Nazer was taken to Logan Regional Hospital. Police say he was cooperative and calm. There's no word on his condition. A Sandy family came home to find a big surprise in their backyard yesterday. A huge swarm of bees. Heather Solomon says she was taking her son outside to play when she noticed a strange ball under the trampoline. Upon closer inspection, she realized the ball was made up of bees. A beekeeper was called to come take care of the situation. He says bees normally break off from their hives this time of year in search for a better place to live. Even though these bees didn't pose a huge danger to the family, they say they're still relieved to have them out of the yard. More details are emerging in the Susan Cox Powell case as authorities release more records pertaining to the investigation. We'll have the latest details after the break. Something strange is flying over Utah's lakes. It's not a bird or a plane. It's some super dudes with jetpacks on their feet. They call it flyboarding, and it's really taking off in the state. This week on Good Day Utah, everyone gained 10 pounds.
Yeah, and we discovered Carrie doesn't wash her hair much.
What?
Thanks to Kelly Peacock. It's all here on Good Times.
In Saratoga Springs, a wildfire inched dangerously close to homes Thursday night. The flames spread along the scars of last year's dump fire, and for homeowners, it felt like deja vu. Human caused. Several fires have broken out in the state in the past couple of days, some of them still burning. There are 2 new fires raging this morning. The first is in Dark Canyon on the west side of Manti La Salle National Forest. It is more than 100 acres. The second is the Lackey Fan Fire. It is also burning inside the Manti La Salle National Forest, 20 miles southeast of Moab. The fire started yesterday and has been updated to 800 acres. More crews have been sent there to help. Several small fires also continue to burn in southeastern Utah. The Butts Point fire began just west of Blanding late Thursday night. No structures are believed to be in danger. Crews are also battling fires in Carbon County, about 15 miles east of the city of East Carbon. A fire nearly burned 3 homes in Provo after high winds snapped a power pole. Here's a look at the damage in a backyard scorched by flames Thursday evening. It happened near homes on 175 East, 2950 South. 45-mile-per-hour winds knocked power lines into dry grass near University Avenue. Then the fire crawled up the hillside toward homes. Homeowners used hoses to try to put it out themselves until firefighters evacuated them. Several residents thanked firefighters, saying without their efforts, their homes would have been gone. A couple homeowners told Fox 13 after the cleanup they plan to build firewalls. The Park City Council voted to ban fireworks in the city from now until October 31st because of increasing fire danger. The city also increased its ability to go after people for the cost of fighting wildfires if they violate the ordinance. This isn't the first time Park City has banned fireworks. They did it last year and in 2007. I-15 near the I-84 bridge will be closed throughout the night tonight. I-15 will be closed from 10 tonight until 7 a.m. tomorrow. The closure will happen on I-15 northbound near the Riverdale exit and I-84 from the I-15 ramp to the Riverdale Road exit. UDOT says the closure is due to the reconstruction of the bridge there. UDOT says there are clearly marked detour routes for commuters driving throughout the night. They say the construction will not affect daytime drivers. 140 chalk artists are drawing 80 different murals at the Gateway this weekend for the Utah Foster Care Festival. This is the 11th year for the festival, and they're expecting at least 20,000 people to show up. They're hoping those who are considering foster care will come down to look at the murals and stop by the booth to learn more. Still ahead on the weekend edition of Good Day Utah, we have a furry friend in studio who's looking for a good home. We'll introduce you to one of our best friends when we return.